So this is basically, we talked a lot about critical thinking. This is what Plato is advocating here, that everybody should be a critical thinker, not accept common beliefs because they are commonly held, but look for the truth and question every common belief, because the reason why it's commonly held doesn't mean that it's necessarily good.
You mean this kind of social wisdom might be not true.
Right.
And he said he need always have doubt for kind of facts or truth.
Exactly. So don't accept things just because everybody else believes them to be true.
Well, he said.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he felt that basically humans have their flaw. They are swayed by things that have nothing to do with the truth. Publicly held opinion, fame, fortune. These are put in a very high position. I know that he was quite critical of a famous boxer or a wrestler in his days who was very popular, and he was idolized because he was so strong. But Plato thought it was ridiculous. Why do we idolize a boxer? He's not a role model. He has nothing to add to this world other than his boxing skills. Basically, we people who have higher wisdom, who
for example, like TV stars or movie stars.
Right.
How come they're so valuable person? They make judgment. Just only the same as common people.
Right.
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 Oh.
Right. So don't be swayed by fame and fortune and all these things. The true virtue lies in self-examination, in questioning things.
It's amazing. 2,500 years ago.
Yeah. But I mean, basically, this was already.
You know, just many newspapers saying that this kind of idol get married with normal person.
Right.
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 What do we normal person?
Right. Right. An idol is also like an idol. What's an idol? It's like.
But they say this is especially variable with repetition, very famous.
Right.
So very special. She is not ordinary person.
Yes, like she's royalty. Like she's.
But I feel strange. Why she's get married with ordinary person?
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
So Plato said like that.
Plato says, okay, no. Why do we idolize a person because she's an actress, for example? What is the virtue of being a good actor? What is the virtue of being a good boxer? And what virtue? Why do we idolize the boxer? Why do we idolize the actress and not idolize the philosopher? Because the philosopher is the one who can lead us to the truth, who can lead us to a better understanding of the world around us, so that we can live better lives. So he believed that basically the people of higher wisdom should be the people who would be revered and should be followed. So they should be the ones who lead the country. But instead, with elections and with debates, very often fame and fortune would win the argument, not the contents of the argument themselves.
No,
so he didn't trust politics, for example. He really didn't trust politics.
He didn't trust politics. How come he didn't trust politics?
Because he saw time and time again that people voted for famous people, for rich people, and not for the people who had the best arguments.
Not democracy.
Right. Well, he says that democracy is not suitable. It's not a suitable model.
Like a Tokyo municipal city election, just a beautiful lady, woman.
Right. Or a guy with good hair and a good smile.
So he criticized those people.
Right.
But I tell you, but this is we can change it, right? All the history, every election.
It's always been like this. So Aristotle says, well, no, but if we want a democratic society, then we should accept the fact that people are swayed by arguments that may not be the best. So if you know so much better, then you need to be able to engage in rhetoric.
What mean?
Rhetoric. Rhetoric is a way of talking.
Yeah.
It's a way of expressing yourself, but it has to do with tapping into ethos, pathos, and logos.
What do you mean?
It's Latin. That's Greek. It's Greek. Sorry, it's Greek. It's not Latin. Latin is.
What do you mean?
But basically, the elements of rhetoric are reputation of the person. So, are you a viable? So, for example, if I'm gonna make a speech about the movie industry in Japan, the people will ask, who the hell are you to talk about the movie industry in Japan? Why would you be able to tell us anything about the movie industry in Japan? Now, I can tell you that I studied the movie industry for so many years, etc. And then people will gradually think, okay, well, maybe this person has something to add to this story. So you need to have this kind of reputation. Then number two is logos. That's you need to be able to have a.
Oh, by the way, what do you mean? Movie something. What do you mean?
It's just an example.
Yeah,
I could also talk about horse racing
why did you pick this movie something? Why did you pick it up?
Because we were talking about movie stars just now, so it was on the top of my head. So it's just if you want to be able to persuade somebody about a certain topic, you also need to establish the fact that you actually know something about this topic. So first of all, that's ethos.
What do you mean ethos?
Ethos means that you need to have a certain kind of reputation. You need to be a believable source, otherwise people will not follow your opinion.
Oh, of course, yes.
Right.
If I don't get famous, I don't.
Right.
Nobody listen to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you don't earn.
So he said we need to get famous at first.
Well, no, it's not necessarily only famous, but it could also be. I could talk about, for example, an accident that happened, but why would I be a valuable source? Because I actually was there at the moment the accident happened. So that's also ethos. Or my friend was there, or whatever, or I read everything there was to know, and so there can be all kinds of ways that you can become a viable source of information. Number two is logos. Logos is that you can actually follow a consistent argument. So that means that your argument should be logical, like in
logos. You mean logical?
Logical, yes, logical. So it should be a sound reasoning. So your conclusion should be valid. Like this is what we learn in when we study critical thinking, for example.
First one is fame.
Is reputation.
Reputation, fame.
Yeah, so fame fame is a little bit okay, but it helps. So if you for example.
Second is logically speaking.
Right. So for example, if you write a book about how to become the daihyo of Accenture.
Nobody's.
But you are a very very good source for that because you've been that. So
nobody buy it.
Well, that maybe then it's lacking according to Aristotle. Then it could be that there's a problem with your logos or with your pathos.
Logos is okay. I have logos.
Okay. Then
pathos. What is pathos?
Pathos, empathy. How to appeal to emotions. How to
empathy
talk to the heart of the people.
Sentimental agreement.
It's basically
empathy. This empathy means. They're going to get more trend for get more familiarity with a certain person, right?
It's not only
and
that.
Empathy, sentimental movement.
It's not only the person. So, for example, do you remember the speech?
Sentimental movement, right?
Right.
Right.
So basically, people are not only driven by their heads; they're also driven by their hearts. If they feel sympathy for, or if they feel inspired, if they feel, yes, I can do this, right?
But logical, but also need to be much more, give them emotionalize.
Right. Right. Tap into the right emotions. So
encourage or something.
right. When Obama was talking about globalization,
Exactly. He's an emotional speech.
he was there was an emotional speech. So basically, he was going back into history, and he talked to people how great the
He's
Americans
right,
have been. Doesn't matter. He managed to